here. So these have little, they have little snap things that go in here. So when you put them in, you push it down and it'll snap, like so. Then you, okay, so you just loosen these four things. So that's the vent system to the roof. Well, I said over there. And then the next step is to take this wrench. See, these two thumb things are really hard to operate. So Jim made a wrench. So it goes over like that, and you just give them a turn. And what I'll do is I just go down and I just do them all. And the batteries are labeled 1 through 4. And of course you don't want to get this glop on you. Now I've tried to be really careful about not dribbling it around, you know, making sure that it's pretty clean up here. There's enormous capacity here, you know, I mean, 24 volts, 225 ampere hours. They didn't actually measure that good, but pretty good. So the next thing I do is I make a little thing like this that I can just lay here. Let's see, this is battery number. Let's go to battery number 1. Let's see. Okay, so this is 4. This is 2. This is 1, and this is 3. So I'll go to battery number 1 to start with. Now, what I used to do is to just take a look at the battery voltage. So why don't we just, for fun, let's just do that. Okay, so there's 20 volts. We'll have to go on the 200 volt scale here. That's amperes. That's volts. Okay. What that is. I'll let you hang on to that guy, and then I'll tell you. Okay. So the leads coming out here are here. So this is the positive one. This is the negative one. Of course, with these meters, don't make a difference. 26.1. That's about what we expect to see on that. But you know, I would note it. I used to note it.
Well, we're making a note of it.
Okay. And then what I do is, just for fun, I just go through all the batteries. So I know that was a negative, so I take a look at this one. We can pop down one range here and improve things a little bit. So let's see here. So we should be around 6 volts. 6.5. Okay, battery number 4, 6.52. Battery number 3. Battery number 3 is 6.52. Battery number 2, 6.52. And then battery number
1.
Number 1 is 6.51. Okay, so they're all about the same. Okay. All right, now I'll start with battery number 1. So I just take this little header out here. And to keep from slopping stuff, see, I took the float assembly out of these, so honestly, that was so many years ago. I don't know where it is now, to be honest, but I don't think they're up here. And then I need a flashlight. Ah, good. The plates are covered. All 3 cells, the plates are covered.
See if I can get a shot of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful. All right. so battery number 1. And the other thing, I can see it outgassing here. It's just the tiniest occasional little bubbles that come up through the plates. Now this battery could be tested right now with a refractometer. You couldn't do it with a hydrometer because you can't get enough fluid off of it. It's too low. But the refractometer with a single drop would do it. Okay. And in a case like that, a concentrated sulfuric acid is a little over 1,300 specific gravity, and a charged battery is typically about 1270 to 1275, and a discharged battery will be about 1080. So, you know, you can look between that range and get some idea of the state of charge of the battery. Okay, so then now the next trick is to, it's an LED, I'm just going to let that go. Now the next trick is to get some water in here. Okay, so just tip it over. And we used to count how much we added. But you know what? Obviously this goes so long. Okay, so what I do then is just to easily just syringe in what it takes. These batteries have a fill mark. And what happens is, as soon as the fluid hits the fill mark, there's a meniscus forms, and all of a sudden you can tell that from the top real easy. Now looking down in there, I can see that it's pretty strong acid, because when the water, and incidentally, whenever in chemistry, whenever you mix acids and water, you always put the strong into the weak, and this is the case where the weak is going into the strong. So you just got to do it, because it can get very, very hot and steam. But we're not doing such a big scale here that it should be a problem. So what I'll do is I'll just keep going until I get up to the okay, I'm at, by golly, it didn't take very much. So I'll move along to the next cell, and I'll just go ahead.
So what was it that you could see? That
there's a meniscus. Okay, from the fill, what it is, it's a cylinder that goes down, and as soon as the fluid comes up and tops it, then you'll see it curve up around the edges there. Okay, that's how you know when you've got it to the right fill point. And now below, can you see that kind of a meniscus? See where you can see the flashlight around the edge of that thing there? In one where it needs to come up, like this cell here, you'll not see it. And also, when I look with the light at an angle, I can see a gap between the liquid level and what the fill point is.
Okay.
Okay, so basically I just add another bit of water here, and if you do it slowly, you'll come up to a point where the fluid is flat, and then it hits that, and all of a sudden it makes a meniscus, and you can see it with the light.
That makes sense.
Well, we're going to have plenty of water. I didn't know whether we'd have enough water up here to do the job. We tried to keep, at least a gallon up here. Okay, now this needs to come just a little bit more. Okay, I'm not there just yet. Okay, there, I've got a meniscus now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just move next door and just dump what I got here. And of course, if we suspected that these batteries were not charged, you would not want to, you'd want to make sure that you got water above the plates, but never to the fill point. Because you'll find water running right over, electrolyte running right over the battery after a while. So anyway, it's flat, and then all of a sudden it isn't anymore. And when you get to that point, you're at the fill mark. So this is a no mess way to do this. Okay, battery number 1. Okay, just hit the fill button. Okay, I'm going to put that header back in. Just drop it in a hole and just make sure it's seated. And then I'm going to go to battery 2, which is right here. And these all three have electrolyte is over the plates. That's great.